how they have stolen voices on elections in the Samara region on the 18th of September 2016. Fifth film. The Cuckoos, Krasnoarmeyski district. First part. Hello, dear friends. In the previous film's investigations, we have shown you means of falsifications used by would-be team of creators, with the governor of that time of Samara region, Nikolai Merkushkin, at the head, during the former elections of the 18th September 2016. Our objective was not a detailed exposure of every criminal offense at all the 59 polling stations forming part of Samara Electoral Division 2, where I was candidate. Our objective was to show in example of several polling stations different means of falsification, to analyze completely all the videos from every station from 7 o'clock am to 7 o'clock am of next 24 hours. This is a very hard, laborious and long-time work. I haven't almost touched by my verifications 4 polling stations of Kuybyshevo district, 4 stations of Oktyabrski district, having part of the Samarsky electoral division, and almost all polling stations of Samarsky district of Samara. But I have to tell you that even in view of a cursory inspection of video recordings from these polling stations, they see there all the criminal violations revealed during the detailed examination of video recordings from polling stations of the Volsky and the Leninsky districts of Samara. Here is a so-it-isn't carousel on stations 2808 and 2809 of Kuybyshevo district. Here are stuffings on the polling station 3210 of Samarsky district. And here are very interesting facts, when, for example, on the polling station 3204, 105 electors from 696 have voted on absentee certificates. Have you ever seen that? Me not. I'd like to tell you that if we continue a revealing of falsifications on polling stations of this electoral division, not every second polling stations will have violations, but much more. However, I remind, our essential goal was not to reveal every criminal offense. Our goal was the revealing of the organizers of all that falsificational process, and to do it in a so proprietary way that nobody could doubt.
При этом настолько доказательно и убедительно показать всю эту выстроенную вертикаль, криминальную вертикаль, чтобы ни у кого уже не возникало никаких вопросов, никаких сомнений.
That's why we pass now on other, not less interesting electoral divisions. For example, that's interesting to know if the election of Sergei Mamedov, member of the Council of Federation, was legitimate, or the legality of election of the president of Samara Regional Duma Viktor Sazonov, or the one of the deputy of the State Duma Leonid Simonovsky. According to the existing law, that's impossible to deprive anybody his mandates. That's interesting to know if there were so massive derogations on the electoral districts where these citizens have been elected than on electoral district number 2 Samarsky. We don't know that for now, but that's only for now. I want to prevent. The results of our investigations, published in the internet, will stay there forever. Analyzing initially recordings from video cameras fixed on polling stations, I was up to prepare materials about initiation of criminal cases at 50 polling stations. For today, a year have passed, 40 such materials are ready. Now, I set an objective to prepare materials demanding initiations of criminal cases at 100 polling stations. There was not, there is not, and there won't be such a region as Samara region at such a crime index. In the Russian Federation there wasn't, there isn't, and there won't be a legislative elected with so massive criminal violations than Samara region. We have decided that next electoral division concerned in details and presented to all viewers of our country will be that one where the candidates of the political party The United Russia have won maximum of votes. This is Krasnoarmeyski district of Samara region. On the majority of polling stations of this district, 99% of electors have voted for The United Russia. At least, these data are shown in final protocols, and you can acquaint with them on an official page of the Regional Election Commission. And the division is called Chepaevsky. Let's have a look, at the same time, how is formed the Council of Federation in the modern Russia during the system rooted during the last 15 years in the Putin's years. Recall that the deputy of Samara Regional Duma from this division is elected Sergei Mamedov, who is delegated to represent Samara region in the Council of Federation. The head of the district of that time, Evgeny Makrydin, after a successfully led electoral campaign, was elected to the Superior Council of the United Russia. And on the regional level, he was promoted too, being named chief of larger and more prestigious district of the Samara region. Little background. Being the first deputy of the chief of the Volsky district in 2003-2008, he had been taken to court on criminal charges at two articles, 286 and 292 of the Criminal Code of Russian Federation, abuse of power and forgery. And the criminal case was stopped not on rehabilitative circumstances, on limitation period. In fact, Makrydin have committed a crime to which he have not answered. In September 2014, during the electoral campaign of the governor of Samara region elections, Mr. Makrydin held the post of the deputy head of the Khvoroschanski district, that very district which have shown the maximal percent for the governor Nikolai Merkushkin, 98. Probably in reward for that, Makrydin was named chief of the Krasnoarmeyski district. In the Krasnoarmeyski district, there are 30 polling stations. The main problem was the absence of election observers from out parties on the majority of these stations. That's why, according to that system of elections organized in the Krasnoarmeyski district, that wasn't difficult to get the result of 98% for the dominant party. But even on those rare polling stations where out-parties observers were present, the falsifications was in high gear. What it shows, looking over all the polling stations of the Krasnoarmeyski district. This is rude and permanent control of the administration on the election commissioners. Look. Polling board 1611. Time 20:25. Voting is over. Let's listen to the conversation of the presiding officer of polling board. Presiding officer. Yes, I'm listening. Sure. Nowhere. Given nowhere. I know. Yes, I know. I'll call back or what way? Okay, that's okay. I understand. The administration of the Krasnoarmeyski district have dictated to each polling station similar numbers. From 98 to 100% of electors must cast their votes for the United Russia. Let's see further. Polling board 1615. President officer Lydia Kapranova. Voting papers are distributed upon candidates to the State Duma. They stand here well that on the counting table during the distribution of voting papers, 12 kehiyes are formed for all candidates, whose last names are printed in voting papers. For example, the candidate Mikhail Kapeshin. The counting of bulletins for this candidate may be realized at the moment of distribution of voting papers and the moment of counting. 23 electors have voted for him on this polling station, but in the final protocol there are only 2 bulletins. So 21 bulletin is stolen. The same about the candidate Mikhail Usov. 22 electors have voted for him on the polling stations. But in the final protocol there is 0, so 22 bulletin is stolen. The same situation about other candidates. That's not hard to guess where all these stolen voices are ascribed. And now look, there are 12 candidates. One of them is a candidate of the United Russia, Evgeny Serper, has polled 285 votes on this polling station. Multiply 11 other candidates to 20 stolen voices and you'll have 220. Is it possible to speak about 100% of the United Russia? In fact, they still not till 20 Baltins, but much more. Polling board 1601. President officer Vladimir Skvotsov. For the candidate Alexander Bushov, 93 persons have voted, but at the final protocol there are 57, so 36 are stolen. For Natalia Dorokhova, 90 votes, but at the final protocol, 53. 37 are stolen. And so on about other candidates. And this way the counting of stolen Baltins is not 20 multiplied by 11, but much more. And how not to steal, if the objective is to get 100% for the United Russia? Any fool can see it needs to steal everything. It needs to ascribe everything from ballot boxes for the candidates from the United Russia. Even invalid Baltins come to the Kiev of United Russia. Here is the same polling station 1601. Invalid Baltins have been counted. The number was 36, from which 22, flick of the wrist, come above the Kiev of Baltins for the United Russia. Member of Election Commission after counting invalid Baltins, 13. So 22 clean sheets are added for United Russia. Frankly speaking, I meet for the first time such a dizziness. I can understand if, like at polling stations of the Leninsky districts, they have stolen the number of Baltins that the candidate of the United Russia win. But I haven't expected to see the fact of stealing absolutely everything. It must be out of mind. Or maybe it have been done because of great fear, that from this polling station it was necessary to promote a person to the Council of Federation. But the promoters haven't thought what now the society would tell about members of the Council of Federation. Electoral Commission 1621, 1951. The voting is finishing. The President Officer Irina Turupova is calling to the administration and reports the percent of the voter turned to her polling station. Hello. Yes, wait. 167? Why? According to the list, 169. 167 for the party? Yes? Yes. Do you find two persons? No. No. Maybe you vote yourself? I don't know. I look at place how to organize that. Come on, come on. Well done. And they reached 100% of turnout. But that is a subject for another film, and the Commission begins already the pre-packing of voting papers upon 4 sorts of elections, and the distribution upon political parties and candidates, and the counting of these disposed voting papers upon each party, each candidate. You can see it well, and count from the video recordings. Final data of this calculation.
Начинаем, значит, партии, которые в Государственную Думу. Да, там знаками, где...
The United Russia, 135. A Just Russia, 2. Communist of Russia, 4. Liberal Democrats 1, Communist Party of Russia 7, Parnas 2, Party of Growth 1, The Greens 1, Yabloko 1, Rodina 1, Invalid Baltins 2. 3 hours have passed. We begin with the calculation of Baltins upon parties. Okay. How much have voted on the station? Then 168. How many invalid Baltins? 2. Tell please the number of votes for each party. Rodina 0, Communist of Russia 0, Pensioners 0, the United Russia 164, the Greens 0. Here are 98% for the United Russia, or more precisely polling stations where 98% of votes are allegedly given for United Russia. Look like that. The president officer summarizes. Hey, everybody had what? Who voted how many? Serper 160 and Krasnov 2. Here, the United Russia 164, just Russia 2. But United Russia 135. From there, here, and so is now. How long? They think what? Where? And extra votes not counted? No. Postponed. Where postponed? To the other place? To the United Russia. They have added to the United Russia? That's why they rested here so long, motherfuckers. Thought where to postpone voices? Nobody will dare at once. First 1%, then another. Now let's consider polling station where the rate is 99%. In principle, this is the same. Commission 1613, President Officer Anatoly Mulyugin. On the video you can see well the process of division and the counting of voices in bulletins, given for parties and candidates on different levels. At the end of these calculations, a woman member of Election Commission transfers the data of calculations to the district administration. Listen to me attentively. Elections of deputies of State Duma on the 7th session at Federal Electoral Division. Protocol number 2. You need the first? Okay. So, no invalid in the first. So, the names go. Julia Ivanova, 1. Mikhail Kapyshin, 2. Alexei Krasnov, 5. Serper, 79. Mikhail Usov, 5. That's all. What have they consulted? Or what? They transfer us data, they decided how to do. They transfer us will, rewrite, give all it needs, and go home. Nick, what's the percent? In fact, 82 for Malayev, 90 for Serper. In fact, I don't remember. Tell them that we are waiting for data. We don't tell for a moment. Story of my life. We are waiting for a call from Krasnoarmeysk. They've just written us 99. What do you mean? Here is the result, 99% for United Russia. And look the reaction of the members of Commission to this decision of the administration. Just say, what for to come? What for have we come to vote? To say where to drop a line? Now, we pass to the electoral division, where 100% of voices are given to United Russia. Commission 1622. 2015 till 2054, It is well seen how the president officer has disposed of voting papers upon parties. There are 5 key yes. Liberal Democrats 6, in the final protocol 0. A Just Russia 1, in the final protocol 0. Russian Party of Pensioners for the Justice 1, in the final protocol 0. Communist Party of Russia 3, in the final protocol 0. The United Russia 69, in the final protocol 78. All the Baltans are stolen. Sure, nobody sees these envelopes with packed bulletins for different candidates and parties. That's the illusion. Because on this division, 100% of electors have voted for the United Russia. And so on, everywhere, at almost all electoral divisions of the Krasnoarmeysk district. Have a look at the final schedule. Here are numbers of divisions, and here are the results of voting for the United Russia. 99, 99, 99, 98, 99, etc. Full degradation. I have with me 31 order to dismiss criminal complaint from inquiry officers of Leninsky and Kuybышevsky districts of Investigation Committee of Samara. Look what they write here. In the course of inspections, facts denoting falsification of voting papers and results of voting are not found out. The fact of accomplishing of above-noted actions by members of commissions is not confirmed by materials of the verification, among other materials provided by Mr. Turusin. In actions of Mr. Turusin there are no components of crime because he faithfully erred in evaluation of actions of the members of commissions. So, where have we found a title for our field? The Cuckoos. Commission 1609. President Officer Natalia Romanova. On this electoral division, everything is the same. Malayev 6? Yes. What else? 5 invalid. Who else? Dorokhova? Dorokhova 5. Bushev 5? 5. Okay, now tell you've already counted. 6 for Shilov, Krasnov 6. How many invalid? 14. What the fuck? Give the approximate number. Krasnov 6, Usov 3, Kapyshin 4, invalid 14. Now they call from the administration. Yes, Ivan Ivanovich. Malayev? Malayev, yes. How much do they want? Members of commission between them. How much do they want? 98. They hit against? A call from the administration. Yes. You see, we've just filled blank forms, protocols, everything is done. I won't redo. He has polled his votes very well. Another call from the administration. Yes. That's all, I can't. As you like it, Ivan Ivanovich. If not, I'll get missed. I'll get mixed. That's all. I am tired, I can't, I flip lead. You have cooked? No, I can't do anything. That's all. A visitor from the administration appears. Write how they tell you. What's the big deal? So what? You could write everything at once. So what? Write what they say. Why have we come here? What elections they are? I will do nothing. "97 will do. 113. How 113? I've told you 113. I've just come from there. Quite simply, 113 persons have voted. That's how we had 100% on this electoral division for the United Russia. It would be excellent if Mr. Ovchinnikov, responsible for this electoral campaign, answers on questions of president officers put here. President Officer of Commission 1613. Just said it once! Why to come? Why have we gone to vote? President Officer of Commission 1609. What for have we come here? In our films, we can't pass at a distance our youngsters, especially those who have or will early have diplomas of state and municipal management, or those who want, after graduating from the university, to go working to the power structures. I address to these young people. Look, which qualities of a leader in the system of state and municipal management are created and have taken roots during the last years in our country and are encouraged, so that such leaders go higher and higher on the career ladder of government office. In the Samara region there are 37 municipalities. These are 10 urban districts and 27 municipal districts. After elections 2016 of deputies of State Duma and Samara Regional Duma, the governor Merkushkin have promoted two municipal chiefs. The chief of the Volsky district, Alexander Balendin, became Minister of Construction of the Samara region, and the chief of the Krasnoarmeysk district, Evgeny Makrydin, took the lead of the Volsky district. At the same time entered the Superior Council of the party United Russia. This is an example for other 35 municipalities, that they see how they need to work, and among others, how to lead electoral campaign in order to have career growth. Let's analyze now results of elections in the Volsky district. Only in 5 electoral divisions that I tried to verify, I did it incompletely, a bouquet of criminal acts organized in such dimensions that it is ridiculous even on a national scale. Here is a delivery of bulletins, 10 in a single pair of hands. A ballot box stuffing by several pieces. A multiple carousel voting of the same person. and the transportation of falsifications by buses to different electoral divisions. And thus, Mr. Mirkushkin names Belendin Minister of Constructions. Look, other municipal chiefs. Bite on that. If you want to promote, do your best, there are good examples. The same about the chief of Krasnoarmeyski district, Makridin. If you want to enter the superior council of the party, there are examples too. I'd like our young guys to watch this film till the end and to see on real examples. If after university you put a decision to become the chairman of the meeting representatives, you'll need to go on the criminal offense. If you want to become deputy chairman of the head settlement, you'll need to do the same. And so on. If you decide to head the youth division of the United Russia, you can't avoid that. If climbing higher and higher on your career ladder, you'll aspire to enter the Superior Council of the United Russia, or to lead a regional ministry. All these above mentions indignities must flourish in districts that you lead. And even the dimensions of these meannesses must horrify those who have seen them, even on a national scale. Now, I think it's clear to everybody what kind of people take place in the Superior Council of the United Russia. I don't know what you study at your universities, but as for us, we show you real facts, real events. You won't find it in any textbook. Look, penetrate. This is our reality, that they try not to advertise. At the end of the first episode of our film, I'd like to say that personnel decisions in relation to the responsibles of electoral campaign must be made. We won't be able to do without 1-2 names. It seems to me that a serious reload should take place in the Samara region. Just after elections, one deputy from the United Russia told me, laughing, "We kicked ass of your Communist Party." I want to answer him already now. In reality, you kicked ass of nobody. And the Communist Party will be able to stand for itself. Vice versa. That's your system, oriented on such a full result, have set in a dirty and smelly puddle and will never wash off. I remind that these materials will be kept forever. Look who you have involved here. By your actions, you've involved here the guarantor of the Constitution. If till March 2018 nothing changes in the Samara region according to the results of our investigations, State Duma must change the procedure of inauguration of newly elected president. After election of Vladimir Putin to the place of president, it's necessary to exclude of inauguration the Constitution oath. Because the functionaries of the United Russia have done all their best on these elections, that Mr. Putin has not a moral right to touch this book. The ideologist of cold water, Alan Dulles. We will insensibly contribute to tyranny and unprincipledness, all that will flourish in a lush color. The cult of money will blossom. Why, not much will guess. And those who will guess, we will slander them, do so that nobody listens to them. These are the words of Alan Dulles. The Cuckoos, to be continued.